think we're missing anything. I think we're good. Let's do this. Here we go.
All right.
Oops. Oh, shit. That's fine. I can just delete this one.
Right.
Move to trash. There we go. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
While Phil and his friends ate, a boy ran past their table. You shouldn't run in the lunchroom. Only Mr. Bungle would do that.
Oh, play the next part.
This is how you'll be sending dick pics to the people you cherish from now on.
The Morning Stream. Ironic, isn't it? An archangel needs a monkey to get a vision from God.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. Scott Johnson here. Brian Ibbett there. Hello, Brian.
Hello. Hello.
Midweek, man. Hump day.
That's
all
right.
that.
Hump day. Indeed.
Yep. Get out there and hump something, everybody.
That's right. That's your job.
Yep.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get out there and hump someone.
My dog humped a pillow this morning. Does that
Okay,
count?
that counts.
Counts?
Sure.
Okay. She knows how to celebrate.
Yeah, dogs know how to pay attention to the calendar. It's totally true.
It's weird. We're in a little bit of flux around here because the dogs are my responsibility for the next 2 days because Kim and Carter are 2 days up in Snowbird for a work thing that Carter has.
Oh, wow.
And she had a +1, but she's not dating or married to anyone. So she says, hey, Mom, you want to go? So all Kim has to do is sit around the hot tub and chill. She doesn't have to go to any of the things that Carter has to. So Carter's doing work stuff. Kim's hanging out at this resort. Many of you have been there for Nerdtacular, so you know what's up there. Anyway, so I'm down here. It's me. It's the two dogs. And then Sarah and Steve are still here, but they're kind of coming and going, you know, because they're busy getting all the shit in Utah they have to get done before they then hop in a truck, go to California, do some stuff there. Then they have to come back through here. They stay one more night here. And then they come to Denver to do some other work of some sort.
Okay.
And then they leave Denver, and I think it's back to Mississippi from there. But it's all just a little wacko around here, and I got to feed myself over the next 2 days. I got to somehow make sure the dogs don't die, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think for whatever reason, here I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like you're going to be a lot better about feeding the dogs than you are about feeding yourself.
I think you're right. It won't be that I won't feed myself; it's that I will feed myself poorly. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Kim did say on her way out, she goes, "Now I cooked up a whole nother tray of those enchiladas. You can eat those." She goes, there's the frozen chicken.
That will be lunch.
I got a big old tub of kimchi. I can put it on everything.
Nice.
I had kimchi and scrambled eggs today. Brian.
Oh.
I'm telling you right now, if there's a better combination, I actually think kimchi's great on everything. I like it on steak. I like it on everything. Yeah. But, oh my gosh.
Kimchi and scrambled eggs, that sounds good. I've never done it. I had scrambled eggs this morning as well, and I just used some Slap Ya Mama seasoning on it, and that was good enough for me.
I love some Slap Your Mama. Yo Mama.
Yeah. Ya Mama.
Ya Mama. Yeah.
Ya Mama.
It's good stuff. You also try, or maybe that's the same company, but is it Zatarain's? Hold on.
I don't know if it is the same company, but it's certainly the same region.
Yeah, it's all.
It might be. Zatarain's might be the ones who make Slap Ya Mama.
But man, anything they makes everything better. It's so good, so good. All right, well, we got a show, we got stuff, we got people, we got Recomentals later. Tom Merritt will be here with Tech Time. All the fun stuff we expect on a Wednesday. We even have a little Battle Royale coming up, a little Tadpooly feud, rather.
Right.
We'll be coming up soon.
God, so this is our packed show. This is the show that we couldn't pull anything out of, rearranged, to make life easier if we tried. It just only worked on this day. And
right. Yeah.
So
it's your big middle act, really.
It really is. Yeah, exactly.
So we go all out. And I want to start things off with something that just sort of kind of blew my mind. And maybe it shouldn't have, but it still kind of did. I don't know if you knew this, Brian, but I'm going to give you a fact. All right.
Okay. Lay some facts down on me.
In a deck of cards, we're just talking standard playing cards, 52 cards. All right. 52 card deck.
No jokers.
No jokers. Take those jokers out of there.
Yep.
Those bastards. The total number of shuffles turns out is astronomical, and I'll give you a little bit of data here. If 1 trillion people, all right, how far are we from 1 trillion? We only have 8 billion in this in this.
Yeah,
on this planet.
we're we might as well just say we're 1,000 away from a trillion.
Yeah, we're a long ways away.
A little less. It is less than that, but it's
1,000 billion away, right? Oh no,
yeah,
wait.
right.
Is it 1,000 billion?
Yeah, 1,000 billion is a trillion.
That's so much. That's such a big number.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so if that's how far we are away from that, if a trillion people, let's say we had that many people, shuffled a deck of cards 1 trillion times per second, if that was even possible.
Yeah.
So 1 trillion people, but also each of those people could shuffle 1 trillion times per second their own deck. All right, that's impossible, but let's say that's what would have to happen. And they each did this for 1 trillion years, right? Which is longer than this planet has existed by all
exactly
carbon accounts. And it occurred 1 trillion civilizations across our universe. So compound all of that another 1 trillion times. In 1 trillion universes of the multiverse. All right.
Right.
So take that into account.
That's the craziest numbers already. Oh my God. Okay.
It says on your next shuffle, only then, after all of that, is there nearly even a chance that your deck will match any previously shuffled deck ever in the history of time.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah. I mean, basically, if you multiply, the way to figure out the permutations of anything is to multiply the highest number of elements in the set by -1, and then keep doing that down the line. So you'd say 52 times 51 times 50 times 49 times 48 times 47, and you end up with a number that's like one with 70 zeros behind it or something, 65 zeros or something behind it.
It's like those the thing where if you could fold a piece of paper 32 times or something, it would reach the moon or whatever the shit. I don't remember what
something
the thing
like that, right?
Something like that. They tested
Doubling
it on Mythbusters,
doubling
but yeah, like it's that kind of exponential.
It's one of those weird astronomical things that is just so impossible. The number is impossible for us to kind of wrap our head around and put into any sort of comparison. Like we can't think about what that is because there's no basis for comparison. We can't say it's like, oh, well, remember when you were looking at that the sun and you saw how all the billion Earths fit inside that sun? It's kind of like that times a billion.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's no. Our little minds, our little lizard brains can't wrap their heads around what that is.
It's really huge. And I was thinking, like, even if so what we know is this: if you and I plopped our butts down in Vegas at a table. We would know that there was a possibility that you and I could shuffle 2 decks and have them be identical.
Sure.
But the probability is so off the charts.
Yeah.
In the improbable zone that there's no way you'd ever spend a dime on betting anywhere near this. You would never bet for this.
It would never be this would never be a bet you should take in Vegas is how many cards match up. Because when I saw this in here, I was Googling another statistic about it and basically said you go and you shuffle a deck of cards and it's a fully you're shuffling basically to the point where there is complete and total decolation, right? It's not like wrapping the plastic off a brand new deck of cards, breaking it in half and shuffling that, because that is going to be.
You will increase the possibilities of doing that.
You'll increase the possibility. Yeah. But if you do a full, complete shuffle, whatever it is, 8 times to really guarantee complete randomness and decolation, it's a 1 in a million chance that your shuffle will match any other permutation of those 52 cards ever in the history of the world.
It's just insane. It's just insane to me.
It's insane. It's really crazy.
It blew my mind. It made me feel like I was on drugs or something when I read it. I was just like, whoa, man.
Yeah. You gotta listen. Craps is your best odds. Just go to Craps.
Yeah,
don't play the does my deck match another deck game in Vegas. That one sucks.
No.
Go to
that would be like Vegas Vacation, that weird casino that did.
Why don't I just take you out back and kick your ass?
I love that so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought people might enjoy it. So
Dealer wins.
Dealer wins. Oh man, Wallace Shawn.
Inconceivable.
He's never gonna. Don't let him ever die. Oh,
Don't
we mentioned
let
his
him ever
name.
die. Oh
Shit.
my God.
We mentioned his name.
Oh, there you
Didn't
go.
we do the
just
paging?
did it.
We did paging Mr. Herman a week before Pee Wee died.
We did. We mentioned. I mentioned The Exorcist on that film sack horror episode, and that director just passed away.
That director died. I know. So
Yeah,
no more. We can't say any famous people we like.
Trump.
Ted Cruz.
Trump,
Ted
Trump,
Cruz.
Trump,
Ted
Trump.
Cruz.
Whole damn
Ted Cruz,
family.
Ted
Trump.
Cruz.
Ted
Cruz. Ted Cruz. And you know what? For some of you, Bill Clinton. All right, we've stacked the decks. Speaking of decks.
Oh my God, how has our chat, like, it has completely gotten like it's become a police state in there. Like, everybody's saying something and then getting kicked for 5 seconds.
Oh,
or
you know
10
what?
seconds.
I logged into. I bet this was from me last night. I used Nightbot for my giveaways,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
and I'll bet you. I bet I know what's happening. I think Nightbot has stricter policies, and because I gave it mod status, it's just modding now.
Oh, it's like it's become self-aware.
Crap, you guys! I'll fix that.
Because I just
promise.
saw Rainbow Bright get banned for 5 seconds, and if there's anybody in our chat that shouldn't get banned for 5 seconds, it's
Rainbow
poor
Bright.
Desiree. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I agree, dude.
Exactly.
That's insane. All right, well, I'll click around and fix this while we're doing things. I don't know why that happened. Oh, permissions, is it? No, it's community. Yeah, sorry, Nightbot, you're out. Okay, I've removed Nightbot from mod status. This should solve it. Okay,
cool.
Good catch. I don't know why. I didn't even think about that. It went in there with a bunch of preset rules that I didn't go change. And so...
and apparently it stacks the bands, so I guess we'll hear from Claire in 2025.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky.
Oh my gosh, Claire, it was nice knowing you. Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, she's back. Okay.
Brian, I'm here to pile on to, once again, Brian's recommendation, one more time, for Your Honor.
Yeah.
The Showtime 2-season spectacle. Now, I thought season 1 was incredible.
And it was.
I thought season 2 was also starting very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow that season 2 just gets better. I'm still 2 episodes away from the end.
Wow.
But holy shit. That show goes directions. I guess what I'm saying here is, please, more shows where I can't figure you out before you happen. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know where this was going. And but it also wasn't cheating. It wasn't like MacGuffins and stuff like that. It was like, no, you really don't know the full story here, and when we give you a little bit more, you're going to go, damn, that means this and this and this guy, and it implicates this lady, and holy frickin' crap, it's so good, you guys. You have to watch Your Honor. It's good.
Go watch it. It's on Showtime, and while you're there, there's other great things you can watch. And I still say, while you got Showtime, if it's still on there, I think somebody said they couldn't find it, but maybe it's still on there. It's called Super Pumped. It's a drama about a docudrama about the formation of Uber, and it's fascinating. And my God, you're not going to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt in another role like this, where he's so despicable a little bit. Yeah.
It's weird because that's a Showtime original, but it's not on Showtime.
Yeah, it's on
Fubo, Spectrum, Vudu.
Okay.
You can
I'm
buy
sure Simplex. There'll be a complex way of
probably a complex,
punching it.
but yeah, some plexiglass type deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's that show's really good. So, and once again, Brian, your recommendal resonated over time, and I haven't been slamming that show. I've been kind of savoring it, to be honest. Like last night, I was like, I could barrel through these final 2. I kind of don't want to yet. I kind of want to have this I want one more for today, and then I want another one for tomorrow. I want to have the finale on Friday or Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah. So
well, Scott, I wish I could say that we did the same thing with one of your recommendals, but once we started this thing, we just could not stop. Maybe kind of a non-stop binge, if you will. Your recommendation of Hijack.
Hijack's great. Yeah.
It is so freaking awesome. And that the finale, again, it does something that I haven't seen, and we've seen so many movies like this on Film Sack, everything from Air Force One to Turbulence to Red Eye, blah blah blah.
Sure.
And you feel like they always kind of have this formula where it's one person, passenger 57, against an entire, a plane with a bunch of hijackers or whatever. And Hijack does something that we haven't seen in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
It does a few things. Obviously, the whole real-time aspect of it, the Jack Bauer 24 kind of aspect of it, where it's all in real time, is one thing.
Yeah.
But just the direction, the way that the way that the story unfolds, again, without giving anything away, just the way
it has a way of taking. So all of those tropes you mentioned earlier from those other movies and things, it has a way of. I think this part's genius. They use those tropes for you coming in.
Yes.
You think
so
you
that
know.
You think you expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You expect certain things, and then they subvert it, and you're like, oh wow, okay, we're going. Yeah. It's very different directions than you would expect from those tropes. But then sometimes those tropes play out the way they should or do usually, but they affect other things in a way that you don't think about normally. Like, it's a really tight experience. Totally. I really like that show a lot. I don't know if Apple's making any shit. They don't seem. Look, I'm not. This isn't. I'm not on my pro Apple stance here. I'm just saying they're being picky. They don't seem to have any zeros. Like, what's bad on that service right now? They don't make any crappy shows. It's all good.
And I'm still telling you, if you have not watched After Party, you've got to add that to your list to watch. Second season we haven't watched yet, but it's one of these shows that I keep thinking about how clever and good it was, and what a great cast the first season was.
Yeah, I need to watch that. It's in my queue, as they say. The queue.
The queue. It's in your queue.
Yeah. No commercials.
Cyborg Dude agrees. After Party is so, with 5 O's, good.
They don't have an ad tier, Rainbow Bright. It's just $6 a month, and you just watch it. So, which is nice.
I guess it's called The After Party, because there are other things called just plain After Party. And
oh, it's The After Party? Okay.
The After Party. Look for the one with Tiffany Haddish and, again, another guy who can do no wrong for me, Sam Richardson.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah. By the way, if you want to know what the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, it was naming
convincing the world that he never existed.
It was naming there's about 400 things named Crash. Like the biggest joke you can play on somebody is go, hey, go look up Crash and then run away, and they'll have no idea what they're actually going to go find because there's too many.
Some people just want to watch the world crash.
Nicely put. All right, it's time for us to play a game and involve you at home. If you want to be a part of this, you need to ping me on Discord so I can add you to the call. I will take our third or fourth person. So don't delay. Get right in. Or you know what? If I said it's the first person, then you'll all haul ass, I guess. I don't know.
Right. It's true. Yeah. But you don't want, you don't want to just give it to the person who has the best connection, the best internet connection, hears us the most quickly.
Yeah. I want you to work for this a little bit,
Right.
I want it to be a little hard. So we're going to give it a try, see what happens. First, we're going to pull Dunaway in, and we're going to play a little music to welcome him here. It's time for the Tadpooly feud. And joining us today, like he does every Wednesday and Monday for some other fun, is Brian Dunaway. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hey,
hello.
Man. What's going on? How are you doing? What are you doing?
Let's see. I'm just hanging out with you guys, but two of my favorite people in the whole universe.
Oh,
I can say the same thing about you.
Yeah. Well, good, man. Look.
Now give me $5.
Exactly.
I need $5.
He needs
got
money.
$50.
He needs money. We're adding to the call a real character in the community called One Sleepy Panda. We're going to find out what that means finally in a second. But hi, One Sleepy Panda. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. Where'd your name come from?
Good.
What's the origin of your name, your nickname?
I was making an Xbox gamer tag once and thought I'm tired and I like pandas. So
There it is. Sometimes
great.
stories.
I was gonna say sometimes there's a great story behind the origination of a nickname.
I like that one the
And
best. That was great.
I do
there's
like
just
that one
this.
too.
That was really good. Well, we'll now give the reins over to Brian, who will explain how this works, what you could win, and what we're doing today. Brian?
Sure, it's time to play the Tadpooly feud. I've surveyed the tadpole on some nerdy topics. Scott and Brian, you have to predict the answers that they gave us, and it's their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. One sleepy panda. Your job is more important than ever because you're going to wake up and you're going to work with either Scott or Brian. And if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Stickier. Stikir. I checked this thing
Ew.
out. It is like a really
Gross.
weird. It's like a weird 8-bit game that kind of reminds me a lot in theory of the old WarioWare games. Although it's one long story,
Oh.
it's a platformer, but it looks really weird and cool.
Oh,
the other one
yeah,
is
look at that. Weird.
Rim or Rhyme 9000, and this is like a listen. This is
Rim
your
or rhyme?
Rim or Rhyme, RYM. You pronounce it the way you want to pronounce it, Dunaway.
Yeah.
You mean the
9000.
proper way?
Yeah, and this is like a first-person anime style shooter, and I think this one looks pretty cool too. You're gonna have some fun with these games. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, these are reviewed well,
Sounds
too.
like it, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to like these. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's our deal? What's our concept?
Well, I'll tell you. Put your hands upon your buzzers and answer the following question. We asked 389 tadpoolers, name a food most people.
Most pee. Most pee.
Most pee.
What food has the most pee? All right, Dunaway.
Brian, go ahead.
The answer is tacos. Number one answer.
Tacos. All right. Show me tacos.
Oh, come on. I rolled the
funny.
dice. I rolled
Yeah, it
the
was
dice.
good. You know what? It was
Scott,
a good.
Scott's been beating me a lot.
I know.
lately,
No, I
so
think it was a
this
good,
buzzer.
and you never know how short my questions are going to be. Like it could have been,
Yeah.
name a Mexican food.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, great.
Name a food.
All right, Scott, you get the whole question to yourself. Name a food that most people will use a microwave to make. Which is you for the next several days.
Oh, should have
I make
gone.
all the time tacos.
Should have gone burrito. So I'll say burrito.
Burritos. Show me burritos. Number 5. 4 answers,
so
be it, but
close.
doesn't matter. Scott, you have control of the board. You've also got control of one sleepy pen.
All right, Xbox gamer tag one sleepy panda. Let's do this together. Do you have anything that popped into your head when you heard microwave food item?
I can't stop thinking about foods with pee in them.
Don't microwave that. Never want to microwave that ever.
Well, you're in trouble now.
I am. I make oatmeal for my daughter in the morning.
Oh yeah. Good one.
I love that.
Yeah, nobody. I
Sounds-
mean, my wife
sounds
likes
right.
to do it in a pan, but I'll microwave it any day. So yeah, let's say oatmeal.
Sure. All right.
Oatmeal
Show
in a
me.
pan?
Yeah, you can do it
Yeah,
in a
go with
pan.
it. Go with it.
Yeah.
You've never been in the kitchen, have you, Scott?
No, like a pot, not a pan, a pot. You know what I mean?
pot.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Pan, some good old pan fried oatmeal. Deep fried. Show me oatmeal / porridge.
Come on, that was a good
The
answer.
slowest damn
Oh.
click. Number 14 on the list.
Dang.
That
Okay.
was a good answer.
I think it was good too. I think this tells me something about the tadpole. They're making mostly crap in this microwave, is my thinking. But anyway,
I'll tell you, this is the food that has once this came along, this version of this food, all other versions seem like too much hassle. I'm gonna microwave myself some popcorn, baby. The first
Aw,
thing ever made in that
shit.
microwave.
gosh
Mhm.
dang it. All right.
I hear you get those free when you get your movie at Blockbuster Video. You get a thing
Yes,
of,
you do.
a free packet of Orville Redenbacher's. Show me popcorn.
Popcorn.
Yeah, number 1 answer. Get your popcorn. Yep.
Your score
Not very
still
good for
sucks.
points, but at least it's at least we got that number 1 answer out of the way, and that was like, I mean,
Wow, like
you know,
almost 90% of the people, 206.
Yeah, I mean,
Thousands.
more than like we could say, more than half of the people said popcorn.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That makes sense.
lot.
Duh.
Duh. I like to put my hot pockets in the microwave because that's how you make a hot pocket hot.
Hot Pockets. All right.
In that little aluminum sleeve thing that they tell you not to put in there,
Yes.
they do it anyway. Yeah.
Well, they tell you to do it. It's the crisping sleeve. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
Oh,
crisping
right.
sleeve. Yes.
Here's a hot tip, everybody, and it's not really that hot a tip because a lot of people know this. You put those bad boys in your air fryer. Okay, you want a good crisp outside to your Hot Pockets. Convection
please.
oven, air fryer.
You know what? There's
Nobody
I'll
got
bet there's a
time for
lot
that.
on this list that will be better in the air fryer if I.
If I'm buying Hot Pockets, I obviously don't make good choices. So what are you talking about?
All right, fair enough.
Talking about,
you know what?
yeah.
You've convinced me. It's a very good point. All right, show me Hot Pockets. Number 2 answer on the
Oh
board.
yeah, I am a microwave fiend, babe.
Yeah.
And now I'm out of answers. I'm gonna say I like. Once again, I'm gonna show my laziness here. I like to stick my Pop-Tart in the microwave for about 15 seconds. I know there's toaster ovens.
What?
I know there's toaster ovens.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
You prefer your Pop-Tart chewy, do you? Like
Yeah.
No, I just want it slightly. I just want it slightly warmed.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
And I leave them in the foil paper. That's the best part.
Yeah. They're barely.
in the foil
Don't
sleeve
do
because those
that.
are in a foil
Don't do
sleeve.
that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Don't do that.
They do
You'll get
taste better
sparks.
with the chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
do. Yeah,
it's, like, it's both a fireworks display and a meal.
They're
Show
barely
me Pop-Tarts.
Oh come on!
0 people.
people are
No,
trash.
I take that back.
What?
One person said Pop-Tart.
Really?
You have
Right,
it
Clare.
here, tied for 22nd place.
Good
Yeah.
That's
lord.
right.
That's insane to me. All right.
All right,
Well, it's back
to you, Scott.
back in our corner here. I'm gonna say these are also better in the air fryer, but pizza rolls.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, the
duh.
little pizza rolls or pizza maybe
I
we
think you just,
lump them all together.
offended Ibbot.
Look, I'm saying I agree they are better in an air fryer, but I will microwave them in a pinch if I have to.
Yeah. All right, pizza rolls. Show me your pizza rolls.
Come on!
Really?
Number, I will say, it was number 11. It was the first one out of this list.
Did you let your partner Sleepy Panda fall asleep over there? He should have stopped you from saying that trash.
Why 11? 11 was almost 10. I almost got the top
Sleepy
one.
Panda said oatmeal, so come on. Now.
All right, Dunaway. Pick up these pieces, make it work.
Yeah, like something. Yeah.
Does anybody even bother putting soup on the stove anymore? I just put it in the microwave. I'm lazy.
Yeah, right next to a Pop-Tart. Do you do them together at the same time? A little Pop-Tart
that's
soup
gross.
combo. Yeah, no, that's gross.
That's
That part's gross?
No,
Okay.
that's gross.
All right.
Now I'm worried. Ibbot's gotten so quiet. I'm going to backtrack out and say chicken nuggets.
Chicken.
All right.
All right. So you go with chicken nuggets?
Little dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets in the microwave, please.
All right.
Sure. Shaped like Dinosaur, a famed 70s talk show host. Dinosaur. Show me chicken nuggets.
Oh, man.
Come on, the kids
that
are into
was
the chicken nuggies.
Number 13.
Wow. Pretty close to
Yeah.
the top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Do you one Sleepy Panda? I have
What are we
an
forgetting?
idea here, but I don't know if it's good, and you can shoot me down on this. But I kind of like the idea of leftovers because someone will just say, "Oh, you microwave your
Oh,
leftovers."
that's smart. That's
You know
smart.
what? That is a good idea. I think I'll sign off on that.
All right. So we are not going to get specific here, but we're just going to say leftovers.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's see people warm up their leftovers in the microwave.
Oh,
Number 7 answer
thank
on the
God.
board. Leftovers
Oh.
and pizza. It was hard for me not to because you don't make a pizza and put it in the microwave to cook. You only cook leftover pizza, and a lot of people actually said leftover pizza and
No,
then just
dude,
plain
I-
leftovers. So
I actually put my leftover pizza in the oven.
Well,
guys
yeah.
are weird.
That's like, and the
yeah,
air fryer
that's
is
a good way
great for
to
that
do it
too.
I mean,
Yeah, so you get a good crisp crust. I take the pizza cold. I'm fine. Leftover pizza the next morning, okay with me.
I don't
Just
mind it
fine.
cold either. You know what?
Any day of the week.
It will be
Cold
rough
pizza.
if it's bad cheese. If it's bad cheese
Yes.
that only is good when it's melted, then you're in trouble with it cold. But otherwise, we got good pizza in there. I'm with you. Just do a nice cold
But I
piece.
don't. But I don't only get pizzas with bad cheese, Scott.
No,
Come on.
no.
Yeah,
Not
come on.
you.
Come on now.
Not the
if
cheese
I'm gonna eat a
lord.
pizza, it's going to be a
Your-
damn good pizza.
Your middle name is Good Cheese, so why would
It's
you
good
do?
cheese, Brian. Good cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
Good Cheetos.
Good
Yeah.
cheese exhibit.
All right. Well, you've got control, and finally, you're in the lead, which is probably making a sleepy panda very happy. A happy panda.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you've been in the lead because he's only been getting like the ones and the twos. So
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah,
A
you've
little
been in
back
the
and
lead.
forth. All right, sleepiest of pandas. Anything ringing a bell there for you?
I don't know whether to answer like a TMS meme of Scott's weird eggs, or
Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh shit! See, this is dangerous because you're right. That is a thing I talk about all the time, and the key ingredient
Yeah.
in weird eggs is the microwaving of the
Or-
weird eggs,
or a doggerito.
or a doggerito.
Uh,
Oh gosh, dang it!
Or does that classify as a burrito? I don't know.
No, it's more like a hot dog and it's a tortilla. I don't know.
My
Doggeritos.
other thought was hot dog / corn dog. I feel like those.
Those are
those
those
in
are
the
pretty
microwave
good.
a lot.
I'm worried about. Damn it! You know what? To be safe,
Damn it.
Brian, we'll say hot dog, corn dog, or can we even do
Okay.
that? Do we have to say separate?
You can say hot dog / corn dog.
Okay.
Sure. Show me hot dog / corn dog.
Okay.
Number 4.
that's a good
I don't
one.
think
All right,
anybody
look at that.
did anybody actually say corn dogs. Oh yeah, one person said corn dog. I would have lumped that in if I saw that because hot dog. I would have made hot dog / corn dog, but that really just would have been 15 people as opposed to 14. So
Yeah, I like when you leave it in there too long and it just wrecks the dog. You know,
yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
it
a
gets
science
hard
experiment. Yeah, and
again.
it splits in the middle
you
and gets all
Put
whirly.
a
And,
firecracker inside of it.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
You hear it
yes.
pop. You better have a cover, or your microwave's gonna smell like
Right. Your microwave's gonna smell like hot dogs forever.
gross pork. Okay, I feel good about that. Let's see. That tells me though, Doggerito's probably not on here because Brian might have included it in there if I was to guess. So weird eggs probably is here. I just think they would have squeezed that in. So let's try weird eggs
Okay.
for our final strike.
All right.
Just eggs in general.
Yeah.
Show me the final strike of Scott's weird eggs.
Damn it!
Yeah, weird eggs. Weird eggs did not. I think one person actually did say eggs. So yeah, no. no
I do
eggs.
eggs in the
No weird
microwave all the
eggs.
time, but I realize I am an outlier. That is very rare.
Yeah,
Right.
scrambled egg. One person said.
Yeah. Fair
So
enough.
Brian, you've got some ground to make up. You know, you're taking prizes out of one Sleepy Panda's hands, but don't let that affect your choices or decisions.
No, run the board
Sweet.
really, and then he'll win anyway, or
Right, there
lose,
you go.
or lose here. Either
I'm
way.
going to do one short of the whole board.
Okay,
All
Just
right.
out of spite.
that'll teach you.
That is spite. Learn you. I'll say eggs twice. I'm going to go with. Surely, every time we ask about food, someone the Tadpool, at least 10, says, "What about bacon?
Oh yeah,
What about bacon in
we
the
do
microwave?"
bacon all the time in there. Yeah,
Wonder who says that.
but it's-
Bacons.
Bacons. All right.
Bacon's. All right, going with bacon.
Bacon. I'm going with bacon.
All right, show me the bacon.
Oh, are you kidding me? Are you
let's
kidding
see.
me?
Bacon. Yeah, not on the list. You gotta fry that.
So
stuff.
you do
Come on
bacon.
now.
You do bacon, paper towel, then another layer of bacon, paper towel. You're good. You
They
put it
even
in
make
Yeah.
they even make
just doesn't
specifically
make it
microwave bacon.
there. Yeah.
They do. The specific stuff is okay, but you're not going to get crispy in the.
Yeah.
I guess you'll get crispy if you use one of those one of
Dude,
those
why do you
special.
keep complaining about microwave
containers.
food? Microwave food is just a stick in your face. It is not meant to taste good.
a stick in
Yeah,
your face.
Just
Oh,
stick in your face.
two
That's all the
stick in your
microwave is
face.
good for.
Yeah.
I
So he
got it.
says it's better not in the microwave. Like the use of words there. All right, let's see what you guys completely glossed over, shall we?
Yeah.
Show me number 3.
TV dinners.
Cup
noodles.
noodles.
Cup
Frick.
of noodles. Yeah. that's
and
true.
you
Cup
started to
noodles.
say soup, and that was like the reason I was quiet was because I was trying to decide because canned soup is another option, but it wasn't in the top 10.
Right, right.
So I didn't want to
Gotcha.
give cup noodles because that's ramen. That's not really.
It's not
I
really
mean,
soup.
Ramen is a soup, but it's
Yeah.
separate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like
more
it's
of a
different.
broth with noodles. You know.
You kind of just said it, Brian. Number 6, frozen dinners.
Oh,
Your
that's
hungry
a
man,
Hungry
your
man.
stofers,
I'm a hungry
your
man.
hungry
Yeah.
man. Yep.
Number 8, this is kind of similar to popcorn. Once this way of preparing it got discovered, it's like a lot of people prefer it to do it this way. That's your baked potato.
Oh,
Baked potato,
right.
of course. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like it though.
I didn't think of
I'm
that.
not a fan. Way prefer it baked in an oven, but I'll take it if I have to. It's all right.
Oh, sure. If you got 6 hours, why not?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Right, exactly. Who has time for that?
Yeah.
By the time that baked potato's done, I don't want a baked potato anymore.
Nope.
Show me number 9. Macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Oh, I knew I should have went that way. I knew it'd be
Yep.
mac and cheese and chicken and nuggies, but I'm surprised they didn't put nuggies on there.
Yeah,
Damn it.
Nuggies was just slightly lower on the list, and this is the greatest. I love getting to show you this. Number 10, the Doggerito.
Frick!
There's no
Oh,
way.
no.
There's no way that
Great.
the Doggerito would make the list. Or Brian
that
would leave
is
that in
great.
there. Or whatever.
I figured you were gonna lump it in with hot dogs. I just.
Oh
I
gosh,
don't know.
no! It's a whole different animal, literally.
Yeah, it
A
kind of
whole, a
is.
whole class of cuisine on its own.
That's
apparently.
right.
That's right.
And big points we missed, but we still won.
you still
Look
got
at
it.
that.
You still won.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You
all
still
things
got
considered.
it.
Yeah, you still
Just some
got it.
last other things that people had on here. Pizza rolls. Oh, you guys said pizza rolls. There's number 11. Canned soup, chicken nuggets, oatmeal. Chef Boyardee had his own category. Frozen pizza, separate thing. That's different than your leftover cooked pizza.
Right.
Rice, chili. Somebody said Dr. Strangelove, and I think they were answering a different question. Frozen vegetables, hot chocolate or hot water for tea. Something called kid cuisine. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. Kid cuisines are great. Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
just
little-
is it a frozen
like
dinner
a-
meal
like a
kind
yeah,
of
Hungry
just
thing?
a
Man
little
kind of
frozen,
thing,
yeah,
yeah.
for kids. A little
Gotcha.
smaller.
Nachos, and that one person, you're making a huge mistake with your life. Really, really sit down and just look at what brought you here. That's it. Scrambled eggs, last item on the list.
Yeah, don't.
I feel like Ibit asked this question just to shame everybody.
some food shaming. You know, he's right about
Yeah.
nachos.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
be microwaving your nachos. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, that'll
Yeah,
melt
no,
your
don't do
cheese, and
that.
that's, if you got to do it, just put your cheese in a little ramekin or something. Add a little bit of milk or
Oh,
cream or something,
God,
and cook it that way. But
I used to
don't
make
put the
so.
chips in the microwave.
Let's throw
Yeah,
this one
the
out there.
Filthy animals.
We'll see if the chat has anyone that responds to this. But I used to put a single slice of bologna. This is when I was a kid. Single slice of bologna in the microwave, and then a little puddle of soy sauce in the center of it, and then you microwave it, and it curls up like a taco, like a little
Oh, yeah.
ball.
Yes, it does. Bologna
Yeah.
likes to curl.
And then I would eat that like it was amazing, and I don't know what I was thinking then. Like even to this day, I'm like, why did I eat that?
Yeah,
You know, I thought it was great though.
I get. You know what? I think there's something to it.
There might be. You know, kids crave
Well, I mean,
salt.
it's like-
They're out
it's
running around
how-
all the
how
time.
you
We
spo-
need, you know.
Right. How are you supposed to know what tastes good if you don't taste what's bad first? You
Right.
Just setting expectations.
You're refining your palate, is what you're doing.
That's right. Dunaway always, he's known for scooping a little turd out of his cat's litter box first to taste it first.
Yeah.
He's not going to judge it
Yeah.
until he's had a taste. Okay, that's the deal.
truth. And then I'm like, but then you go, oh, it's gross, and I go, but have you ever eaten cat shit? And then I win that argument.
Right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So a little vinyl in the chat says, "Haven't you ever put Doritos in the oven for a bit?" Awesome. Are you talking in the microwave or in the actual
In the oven,
For
yeah.
In the oven. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a warm Dorito.
Hell
Great,
yeah,
But,
hell yeah.
but don't make it chewy by putting it in the microwave.
No, Doritos are great because
How long are you putting stuff in the microwave for? There's a whole setting that's like 10 seconds or less.
I don't know. I don't have a button that says shitty food on the front of my microwave for like how to make food
Well,
worse.
How to
maybe
ruin
you
your
should
day.
Spring for a nicer microwave.
No, oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, apparently the Samsung
Well-
doesn't have that button.
Scott Fletcher would like to have his way.
Congratulations.
You're a winner. You have one, and One Sleepy Panda couldn't be happier about it. Brian's going to send you your codes via Discord here shortly.
Already done.
Tell me
Done
how do you feel about your big win?
Fantastic. And,
good.
and remember, it doesn't take that much effort to preheat an oven. to
That's
make
right.
nachos.
That's right. Let's live
really
like
doesn't.
our ancestors did. Damn it! What are we doing
Right.
here? Bye now.
That's the reason why we got global warming, because everybody's preheating their ovens. Thanks a lot.
That's what's causing
That's what's causing it. Okay.
it.
I will say, so I have this niece in Phoenix. She's older. She's not really my step niece, I guess. Anyway, she's they refuse to have a microwave in their house because they're certain that it's just killing them all.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and we don't know what to say about it. We just kind of go, oh, okay. I guess you.
Meanwhile, 90-year-old grandma down the street is poking at her microwave. Beep beep beep.
Yeah,
beep.
yeah. Nobody. They're.
I'm gonna live forever.
It's
Beep,
based
beep,
on
beep.
nothing. They're just they heard it somewhere, probably on a dubious news source, and that was enough for
Well,
them.
I mean, we remember how you don't remember when we first got microwaves? There was such a a fear. I mean, it's like, oh, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's super dangerous.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, or when we were, probably junior high, my mom would say, don't look at the food while it's cooking, because it had like the window and the light
Yeah.
would come
Yes.
on.
Don't
You
get
just
that
don't
close
stare
to
at
it.
it
Yeah.
while it's rotating in there.
You used to you lean your head against the microwave, just lean.
Waiting for it to finish. Beep. Oh, my Doritos are done. Dunaway, here's good news. Today, 3:30 Mountain Time, play retro over at frogpants.tv, the live stream, or later on the podcast. We'll be talking about all the old Nintendo Entertainment System peripherals. We're talking Zapper. We're talking Bob the Robot. We're talking about the Power Glove.
Wait. Did you call it Bob the Robot?
Well, it's B.O.B. or whatever.
No, it is not. It's Rob the Robot.
Oh,
You
Rob.
call him
Rob.
the
It is
Robot.
Why do I keep saying Bob? I've
I don't
literally
know.
done
Do
that
You know what?
5 times today. I
Yeah.
keep doing it. Anyway.
You know what Rob stands for?
Robotic Ovary Bushwacker. I have no idea.
Nailed it.
What-
Ibit, you got a guess?
I had one of these damn things. It was part of the whole Nintendo set that I shoplifted. It was
I always forget about that.
robotic. It was something. Robotic was the first one, I think, right?
You are correct. Robotic is
Yeah.
the first in the initial of Rob, which is not Bob, and he's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I can't
he's
remember
super
the rest
slow.
of it. I just
Yep,
remember
he is
it
a
like
robotic.
it was super slow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
what is it?
robotic operating buddy.
robotic,
A
operating buddy.
Really?
There you
He
go.
had some, he had some little gyro spinners, and he would spin those. So he could play Gyromite.
Okay, well, I
Yes,
kind of
those
hate
gyro
that.
spinners. That game was like was hell, right? Like, because basically what you had to do, you had 2 little platforms, and you had to get the gyroscope spinning on the little spinner, and then the robot had to do all this stuff, right? So we had to pick up the tops, put them in the gyro spinner, pull them out, put them on the platforms, and keep them there long enough for on screen these 2 doors to open, so that Mario or whoever it was could walk through these levels.
Yeah, you're totally right on that.
Not
on memory.
Mario.
You know what I'll say,
It's
though?
definitely not Mario. It's definitely not Mario.
I'll say this. I'm putting it in your chat right now, or in our Discord, so you can see it. But I think the design of the robot's actually kind of rad. It holds up. I mean,
Dude, yeah, this is not that long after like Short Circuit was really going through robots. We'll talk about this on Play Retro tonight, but yeah, we were really big on that, and this was just a gimmick for Nintendo to get it into our little grubby hands.
They love those gimmicks. They still do. They do this shit all the time. It's like the cardboard crap they did recently. What was it called? Nabo or Yobo? Or whatever.
Oh, right, yeah.
The working Mario Kart carts that can go through your house with a camera and all that.
Yeah, if Rob could bend like that and look like that, yeah, it's
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Rob
no,
was,
that's a
Rob
nice
was
little
just kind of
animated,
like on
right?
Yeah, not happening.
Rob looks like he's a lot more animated than he actually is. He's just really like a single vertical rod that he kind of his arms go up and down on. He has to get
Yeah,
to the
they should
top.
have called him Rod the Robot. That'd have been better.
Yeah, Rod
Anyway,
the Robot.
That'll be later today, and I'm really excited about doing this because we haven't really done a hardware review in a bit, and we love going back in time, and this time we're doing it around hardware. So check that out. Brian Dunaway, kiss our butts, and we'll see you later. Bye.
No.
Ah, damn it! Thought I got him. I thought I squeaked him out before he could say anything, but.
It was well done.
Little
Still
did I
was very
know.
well done, Scott. Nice,
Thank you.
Nice job.
We have some quick news today. We'll do it now. Let's do some quick news brought to you by
Red Fraggle 3 on YouTube. If you like clay and pots made of clay, well, you need to check out this channel. That's youtube.com @redfraggle3 today.
Do it. Get in there. She's throwing hot pots or whatever.
She's doing handle. What's it? The handles thing that she does. She's firing handles.
Firing up them handles, getting them going.
Making handles.
Yep.
Things.
Hey, look at this. Speaking of bologna, I didn't mean to tie it into today's story, but an enormous Lebanon bologna sandwich
Okay.
unveiled at the Pennsylvania Community Fair. Now, I don't know what a Lebanon bologna sandwich is. It's obviously not in Lebanon, but it must be based on some kind of sandwich that's called
it's kind of interesting because I had Lebanese food the other night at trivia, and it
Oh,
was
how'd
just
that go?
basically
You
falafel.
never heard back. How'd that go? The food?
Oh well, the food was great. I actually had a gyro,
Mm.
and It was great. This food truck rolls it tight, kind of like a, you usually get a gyro and it's basically a taco filled with your lamb, your Euro lamb meat,
Euro lamb, yeah,
feta cheese and tzatziki sauce, and
gosh, you're killing me. This sounds so good right now.
Lettuce, tomato, onion, all that stuff. This one was kind of wrapped tight like a burrito, and it made it a lot easier to eat at the pub that we were playing at. It's
Nice.
like, oh wow, this is like a one-hand thing. No stuff is falling out.
Those truck food people know how to package.
They do. They have to, right? Because they got to make it so that it's not only yummy, but that it also is easy to eat. And
well, this one is not. It's 150 feet long.
Eesh.
That is 45.7 meters for those in space points. The sandwich was created Tuesday night at the Lebanon Area Fair by a large crew of volunteers known as the Bologna Security.
Okay.
Lebanon. Oh, okay. So it's the bologna itself. It's the meat.
The type of bologna is what makes it Lebanese bologna.
Yeah, they describe it here as Lebanese bologna is known for its distinct smoked and tangy flavor. They don't say why.
What makes it tangy?
Yeah, I'd like to know. Every foot-long bite was sponsored at $100 a foot. The money was donated to the Lebanon County Christian Ministries in their efforts to help people dealing with food insecurity in the Lebanon Valley. Penn Lives reports the Bologna Security used 600 slices of provolone cheese, 1,200 slices of half-sweetened original seltzer Lebanon bologna. Oh, the seltzer is probably what's in there.
Original seltzers, Lebanon.
I mean, they
bologna.
capitalized it, which makes it sound like a brand, but maybe there's like a, because you can infuse carbonation into meats. I've seen this before.
No, I think seltzer is the name of the company, the name of the brand.
Is it
I don't
the
think
brand?
it's actual. Yeah,
But I'm
seltzer.
pretty sure
I
you
think
can do that though.
seltzer is-
I've had meat that had carbonation in it.
Really?
Yeah, what was that?
Carbonated meat.
Yeah, what was it? It was like and it had a weird effect. Beef carbonated recipe. Was this it? How to tenderize meat
Are
with
you sure you're
baking
not
soda?
thinking carbonara?
I think so. My wife would know
There's
this.
seltzer's Lebanon bologna, by the way.
How to use baking soda? Not that. Where is this? I have done this.
Yeah, way to make the show title so easy, Scott. Carbonated meat.
I know carbonated meat's a great title. Get that in there. Anyway, so good luck to them. May they enjoy their fine meat in their long sandwich. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt with some tech news. After that, we got some recommendals. We'll have Nicole from the road. She'll be in a car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, fresh off a super quick but fun visit.
Yep, little lunch with Brian. Never hurt nobody.
Nope.
And we'll talk all
Brian.
about that. So that's all coming up after this. But Brian's got to play a song, and that's just the deal. So sit back and relax. Brian, what do you got there?
Yeah, so we had some rap yesterday. We had some rock on Monday, I believe. Well, today we're going to do indie soul. This is some funk. 70-esque style summertime bop. This is so good. This is a band with the great name Oh He Dead is the name of the band.
Oh,
just like
wow.
it sounds. Oh,
Okay.
He Dead.
Wow.
This is their brand new single called Lightning Drunk. The LP is called Pretty, and it's coming out way like a month and a half away. September 15th, you'll get the new album from Oh He Dead. Here is the single from it, though, and it's called Lightning Drunk.
He saved his cake for last. Only a Mr. Bungle would eat his dessert before he'd finished the rest of his lunch.
Oh, yeah, I hate soccer, yes.
And we've returned. I need some reminding. Who was that again?
Sure. Stick this in your fizzy meat drink. This is a band called Oh He Dead from their upcoming album called Pretty, September 15th. That's a new single called Lightning Drunk.
Nice. So somebody out there find this meat-infused or carbonation-infused meat thing. I know I've had this.
So like you eat it and it's fizzy?
Kind of. It has just like a little kind of a prickly taste. That's not a good description. It's like a...
No. That feels like bad meat. Like it's like the meat's bad and it tastes fizzy when you eat it, kind of thing. Like that's how do you know that meat's spoiled? Oh, it has a little prickly kind of feel to it when you eat it.
For the life of me, I cannot remember what it was I ate, but I swear this was a thing. I may have remembered it wrong. Anyway, if someone out there knows, tell us and we'll deal with it. Let's do the Tom thing. You know the Tom thing. We'll do the
Tom thing, sure.
The Tom dance that we do here on the show. Pull that up and get that going here. All right, there we go. And we'll just click this.
Please, let's be civil. Tom, play us a quick solo to show everyone how hard you've been practicing.
Well, I don't even know if we need to see that, you know. I know how hard you've been practicing, Tom.
Yeah.
I just know.
Oh, thank goodness. Finally, I get the recognition I've craved.
I know. After all that work, finally people are talking about all of it. Well, it's good to see you, though. It's Tom Merritt, everybody. Comes on the show on Wednesdays, does a little tech time with us, and I'm sure today will be no different unless you got something else in mind.
Got something non-tech you want to talk with us about?
I mean, I could do a concert review of Taylor Swift Day 5 in Los Angeles. If you like.
My sister-in-law went to that exact concert. There's so many of my friends were there. You and,
really? Your sister-in-law was there?
Yeah,
I didn't see her.
Sarah and it was Sarah and her daughter Anna. And they had really great seats. They were kind of center and up high and like right onto that big long stage.
Yeah.
And, you were there. Michelle Morrow was there. There's all these people I know that were there, and it I don't know, kind of annoyed me that I couldn't see them all in one place. But anyway, it's a giant concert. There's like 30,000 people there or something.
Yeah, I got a little 13 tattoo from somebody.
That's cute.
You didn't get a friendship bracelet?
I did. I got a couple. I got one that says fearless and one that says calm down.
Wow. Wow.
Calm down.
That's great.
Wow. I don't see that ever happening at a Taylor Swift concert with anybody. Like
So do you consider yourself or count yourself as a Swiftie, as they're called?
I don't know if I deserve that title. I cannot sing every lyric of every song like most of the people sitting around me could.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of her work. Love lots of her songs. Eileen and I have some special memories of making long drives, listening to various albums and stuff. So it was fun. A heck of a show.
Yeah, I'll bet. They were. My sister-in-law described it as the most. She's been to a lot of concerts. She's like, I've never seen one like this.
Lady knows how to concert.
Yeah. Well, good for her. Well, great.
So envious. That sounds like such a great show.
It was. It was. A good time.
Did she do any covers, by the way? Like any kind of.
No.
No. Okay. I was just curious if it was like, I'm going to do this Beatles song because I'm in the mood in the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
She's done Drops of Jupiter in the past by Train, and she does a great live version of that. But
no, the two interesting things, since we're doing a concert review now instead of a tech segment, the two interesting things about the concert were that it was an overview of her discography, right? So it's called Eras because she takes you through different eras of her musical journey, not in chronological order, but definitely grouping the songs together from various albums, having outfits and choreography and things that go along with that era, and no encore. First show that doesn't have the fake encore where they're like, well, I guess I'm leaving now.
I think we're done. I'm certainly not just hiding backstage gulping water. And,
I mean, it was 3 hours long, so you definitely do not feel cheated. But it's like, we get to the modern era, we get to the recent album, and then that's it. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes,
and you were satisfied. You were fully satiated by the music you had been given and your performance.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a stellar performance.
Well, good. Then it prepared you for tech news.
Right. Oh, but did you want to hear about G Idol? I went to see G Idol on
I don't know
Sunday.
who G Idol is. Is that a K-pop dude?
Yeah. And then I'm going to see aespa this Sunday.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And Le Seraphim has a live stream concert this weekend. Anyway.
Haim was the opening act? Oh,
yeah,
my
Haim was great too. And they came up and did their feature with Taylor during Taylor's concert as well.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like those girls. They're pretty great. The Haim sisters.
They took it right down to the wire.
Yeah, I bet it did. All right, well, that catches up on all the popular culture. Now we can do technology, I guess.
Yes, Netflix. Netflix has got a mysterious app called the Netflix Games Controller.
Oh. When
you install it, it says to begin, choose a game on your TV and follow the directions. Except there are no games on my Apple TV. Netflix games on TV are in beta. Some devices may not be supported at this time. So no one knows. Netflix isn't talking how this is going to work, but it seems like this is going to be a controller for games on television, maybe smart TVs, maybe Apple TV, I don't know, but it's on iOS. And it's called Controller, but without having games to use it on, I can't tell you much more about it. But it certainly got a lot of people talking.
So it is a digital controller. We're not talking about a piece of hardware or something. This is an app. Right?
It's an app.
Okay.
Yeah. What it is beyond a message that says begin a game on your TV, who can say?
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm going to actually search for it.
If you do the help, it just takes you to the general Netflix help center, which doesn't have any reference to the game controller thing yet.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Also, I'm trying to think, like, they would have to have, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe this could be cloud. You could do this through the cloud, I suppose.
Well, and don't forget, they have said publicly, we want to do cloud gaming. And what's his name from Overwatch? Choco Sonny.
Oh, right.
Is running a studio in Southern California for Netflix.
Yeah, they're making games over there of some sort. Nobody knows what they are yet. I guess I'm kind of not bummed. I wish this was like a hardware solution, because touchscreen phones are not great for controlling typical games. I mean, yes, you can play Monopoly Go like we all are right now because it's simple presses and everything. But
the stuff like Jackbox works great with a smartphone.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
I get the sense that the former EP of Overwatch might not do a Jackbox ripoff. Though.
No, I think if I had to guess,
probably not.
If I had to guess, they hire him for his experience with more twitchy experiences. I don't know. But it's
and
interesting.
maybe there will also be. I mean, there is a controller for Apple TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So and maybe the Netflix games will work with third-party controllers that you can connect by Bluetooth or something as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this may just be a like, hey, for those of you who want to try our games, not all of them. All of Netflix games right now are mobile apps. They're not particularly twitchy.
No.
Some of them are, on the border, but there's a lot of solitaire type stuff in there.
Right.
Maybe there's going to be some of that on the TV to start with. This is one of those fun times when we get to wildly speculate because there's no counterfactuals here. We can go wherever our brains take us.
Their entire trajectory of announcement stuff around gaming for Netflix, whether it be their original plans to be a rental service for 360 PS3 games, Wii games back in the day, and they folded that almost immediately. It was like it was barely there. What they call it? They actually had a name for it. But anyway, it was basically the model of we send you the discs, kind of like
it was
Gamefly.
the old DVD Netflix model, but with games.
Yeah.
The Gamefly was the successful version of that, but that was not Netflix's service.
Right, exactly, and they that went away real quick because I think it was just too little, too late. But here lately, it's all been about kind of poking their toe in the water and seeing what sticks. And here's a few mobile games or whatever, and they're not exactly super discoverable. Like you've said before, it's not like this isn't like some hard-nosed effort. It's more like, we're going to try some stuff and kind of fiddle around. And this feels like maybe more of that, just kind of see what sticks.
Yeah, this is clearly not a strategic, like, big unveiling of a major product. They just put an app in the App Store and they're not talking about it. So it does all remind me of how Netflix streaming began. When Netflix streaming launched, you got it in a browser. I want to say in the beginning it might have only even worked in Internet Explorer before they made it available in other browsers. And there were like 2,000 titles. So everybody was like, what is the point of this streaming thing? And Netflix was saying exactly the same things about streaming then that it's saying about gaming now, which is like, this isn't a business of its own. It's just a free add-on. If people want to take advantage of it, that's cool. Or, it's just helping to expand the value of your DVD subscription. These days, they're saying it's just helping expand the value of your Netflix subscription. So they sort of, set the expectations low so that they can outperform them at some point and then turn it into a separate business, is my guess what their strategy is.
Yeah, and for the record, I think they've got some bangers in their current game selection. In fact, they just released Oxenfree 2, which is also on PCs, but you're going to pay $24 for that over there. Here, you just get it. Terra Nil's an amazing little game. This scriptic crime stories thing's supposed to be real good, although I haven't played it. But they're not loading this with junkware. They actually have.
I mean, it started as like really minimal puzzly games,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not, just kind of slowly built up to the oxen free and what you're talking about, where it's like, well, wait a minute. Suddenly, without me paying attention, they're starting to get some better and better games.
Mm-hmm.
If this controller is any indication, they plan to make a bigger deal out of playing these on a television. Up till now, it's all been mobile.
Yeah, that's the part I'm curious about, because if they end up having hardware deals with people where their phones are just maybe it's just AirPlay and Google's version of that, which I forgot the name of.
Google Stadia.
Stadia, or not Stadia, the other one. Their thing with the dongle, the
Chromecast.
Chromecast is what I meant to say. So these like over-the-air Wi-Fi solutions for controlling stuff on whatever set-top box you have makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But also, it'd be really fascinating if their plan was to supersede that, go straight to the cloud, and then come back and control somehow, which is basically what Stadia did with their controller. Yeah. So I don't know. That part's interesting.
And they have said, what was it? Who's the guy? Mike Verdu is the VP of gaming at Netflix. And in October, he told TechCrunch Disrupt Netflix is exploring a cloud gaming offering. So it would fit right into what he said out loud to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll keep our eye on it. It's always good to talk about this stuff on a Wednesday.
Keeping both eyes on it.
Both eyes, yeah.
I keep it really hard to drive.
I have one behind my head, which I wasn't prepared to tell
third eye
about.
nice.
Yeah, third eye. It's blind, though. Third eye blind.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
What are you going to do? Anyway, later today, Daily Tech News Show is happening, and it's a Wednesday, which means I'll be on there. Very excited to be on. Is there anything else, Tom, going on with that, or anything else you'd like to mention for the fine folks at home?
Well, I almost hesitate to mention this because it's sold out, but I'm teaching a single day. It's more of a seminar than a course, but it's a class on how to make a great podcast. I'm very nervous about it. I'm doing it for the first time tomorrow afternoon or evening, and if that sounds like something where you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't hear you were doing that. How did it get sold out so fast? The way to find out is either be a patron of DTNS, because I told folks through Patreon, or sign up for my newsletter, freetomnewsletter.com. I told everybody there about it as well. And so if you have signed up and didn't get into the class, I will let you know too, as soon as I do it again, if I do it again. And also when I have it available on demand, because I plan to make a recording of it and make that available to folks as well. So if that is of interest of you, then you should probably sign up for the newsletter, freetomnewsletter.com.
Do it, everybody. Tom Merritt, everybody. He is Ace Detect on X. Ooh. And he's an X user. Wait a minute, that doesn't make good sense. It's almost like they didn't think about this very, very hard over there. Twitter.
almost as if.
Anyway, Tom, I'll see you later this afternoon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
Check you then.
See you, Tom.
Bye. He did that thing my dad used to do. Wait.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Elliott does it too in Kingpin, where he goes, "Hey, Tipperillo and a sake and soda plate."
I love that scene.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's good. Chris Elliott, man. What's he doing? I guess he just did Schitt's Creek. He's fine.
He's fine. He's rolling in that Schitt's Creek money.
Yeah, there's plenty of that to go around. All right. Nicole. Let's see if I can add her. It should ring for her, I suppose, on her phone. And then Randy. It'll ring for him on whatever he's using. And then we'll all be together doing this thing we do right here, right now.
Well, what do you recommend?
That very dramatic music means it's time for us to recommend things on streaming services in a segment we call Recomentals. We do it every Wednesday with Nicole and Randy. Right now we have Randy. Hi, Randy.
Good morning stream. How are you?
Good, man. You?
Super.
Yeah. I mean, I know how you're doing because I've been listening to you for the last hour and a half.
Oh, well, yeah. That's one way to find out, I guess, right? Just
it's beautiful. How's it out there on the road, Nicole?
Hello.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello.
Apparently I wasn't listening live.
Oh.
Yeah, you might have been a minute or two back based on lag and stuff like that.
I'm like telling Tom, Cat and Soup is wonderful. It's a great little thing on Netflix.
That's funny. Well, no worries. It's we're just glad to get you. Where are you in your vast travels?
I haven't seen Wheat Jesus yet. That's in Colby.
Okay.
So I think I'm just about ready to cross over from Colorado to Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Look at you.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great. Fine. Yeah, no issues. Sound like you're in a car, which is, totally workable. I like it. Well, it's good to have you here. We're gonna.
I just want to say I haven't thought about Wheat Jesus in a long time. Wheat Jesus looks just a little bit like Asmongold, and it's really disconcerting. Like,
is he as controversial as Asmongold? That's my
question. No way. There's no way.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's a lot of Jesus pictures on your drive on I-70 from Colorado to Missouri. There's at least 5 that I know of.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of Jesuses. That's almost too much Jesus, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, and when you drive alone, you go, how did that Jesus get there? Did somebody go to each one of these farmers and say, hey, can I put up this Jesus for you?
Billboard.
They're all the same. They're all the same. Wheat Jesus is the only unique Jesus. Then it becomes, I can't remember what the saying is on it, but there's 4 of them, all the same. Sorry, my brain goes to weird places.
That's all right. All the Jesuses. It's fine. We needed a Jesus update. I'm glad you brought it to us.
You don't go by wall drug. I guess not on I-70. You don't. Darn it. It's too bad because that's another
wall drug.
Wall drug.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
What's that?
Yeah,
it's a massive drugstore that sells everything, including bumper stickers that people put all over their cars that say "I went to Wall Drug," and you see them. You see those all over the road.
Really?
Oh, and they have the crazy ads. They have absolutely insane.
I thought that was butt drugs. Different place.
Well, the butt drugs is also
they also
good ads.
Yeah,
and they just closed the butt drugs. Yeah, it was a bummer. Butt drug. Apparently, people didn't want butt drugs anymore. Anyway, well, it's good to have you both here. We're going to get straight into it and do some recommendals. Brian, we start with you as we always do. Set up your clip and we'll play it.
Sure, I watched a documentary, but it is about something that I enjoyed very much, that I found fascinating, and was even more fascinated by the stuff behind the scenes of this thing that I enjoyed.
All right, here's your clip.
Colin was so uncomfortable. He never wanted to be on camera again.
We realized that we've created a new category.
Russ was definitely more like, he wanted the limelight. He wanted to be on camera.
We don't need a team of 1,000 people. Sponsors and advertisers are reaching out.
We do have the flexibility to grow. So fairly early on, some cracks started to form, especially in the relationship between Russ and myself. But for now, someone thinks I'm dumb. The guy who owns this app thinks I'm dumb. Great. The guy who hired me thinks I'm dumb. I don't think Russ loved the fact that I was becoming the face of the product he created. Very early on, we had some awkward interactions over Slack, in person, over text. This might be my last show because my boss thinks I'm dumb. So it was nice knowing you, good playing with you. But we started growing.
No idea.
So that voice you're hearing is Scott Rogowski, and you know him as the host of an app that we all seem to play in the mid 2010s called HQ Trivia.
That's right.
I think 2016, 2017, this thing just went huge before the pandemic. Boy, it would have been a perfect thing during the pandemic. But they
were during the pandemic. I
they
remember
were, but
the third time that they closed shop was during the pandemic, like the worst part of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I remember that really specifically.
Well, the history of this thing is amazing and also super tragic. So it was founded by these two guys, the two guys who created Vine, Russ Usparov and Colin Kroll. And after Vine ended, they said, hey, let's do this trivia thing. They came up with this app called HQ Trivia, this live game that everybody would play at the same time every night, and they'd give away some money. And all you had to do was just stick around and last through 12 trivia questions, increasing in difficulty. And if you made it to the end, then you shared the prize pool, which was sometimes $50, $100, $1,000 they got up to. I think they even got up to the tens of thousands, maybe a million. I don't know. They had some really big payouts, but you were getting a share of that. And the problem that a lot of people experienced at the time was they'd make it to the end. They'd only end up getting $1.18 because they got a share of what the prize pool was. And and you still couldn't collect it until you amassed $20 worth of prizes. Then you'd get the check for whatever it was over, $20 or over. And there are these viral videos of women, this woman screaming because she just won, and it's really just $1.05. And she was on Ellen talking about it, and they show a lot about that. It was absolutely crazy. But more importantly, the stuff behind the scenes, the two guys that Scott mentions, Russ and Colin, two super different guys. One loved the limelight. The other one really hated the limelight. One was kind of more outgoing, gregarious. The other one was kind of introverted and sometimes creepy, especially, unfortunately, towards some of the women in the office. And there were these different kinds of conflicts that they'd experienced between these two guys, not just with each other, but when they'd kind of play staff against one another. And sadly kind of led to Colin killing himself.
Oh yeah, I remember that all ended that way. That's right.
Yeah, really hard, sad situation.
I have to see this. I have to watch this.
It's so good. It's on HBO, or it's on Max. It's a CNN film, and there's some complaints out there that the documentary is a little bit biased. The host, Scott Rogowski, the guy that you hear there, he's about a third of the narrative of this thing. They have all sorts of former employees and all sorts of co-workers, both HQ Trivia folks, but also Vine folks, talking about the experience of working with these guys. Personally, I feel like it feels pretty on the nose, especially when you see the videos of the way these people act. It's got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's good. And it's a very fast moving documentary. It's a couple hours or 90 minutes, but it feels like that time goes by so quickly because you get so much information.
Looking at it on IMDb, I'm really sad that it looks like it ends before the most amazing things that ever happened around HQ Trivia, because
which were what?
Matt Richards and Anna Roisman going to the office after they had laid everybody off and turning on the stream. It's an absolutely insane moment.
They did talk about that, but it was within the unless I'm remembering correctly, they actually showed a video of those two well, this could be the last ever HQ Trivia live thing. And yeah, they
I kind of remember something about that, how they turned it on and then got on there and kind of
it was just this a couple servers in a closet. They filmed that whole thing in just this little closet that would heat up and get super warm, and they'd have the green screen behind it. But
seriously, Matt Richards and Anna Roisman are two of the funniest people that ever live streamed, and it was a wild moment. It was one of those moments that you remember as the top 10 things to ever happen live on the internet. Do you remember when what's his name, the goober, was competing with CNN to be the first person to get 1 million followers on Twitter? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Replacement guy on oh my god.
Replacement guy.
Comedic actor.
Yeah.
Replaced. I can't. Oh my god!
Replaced Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men. Ashton Kutcher.
Thank you. Ashton Kutcher was competing with CNN to be the first person to get to 1 million followers on Twitter. And
really?
They live streamed the whole thing. This is in 2009 or something.
Yeah,
they live streamed the whole thing, and it was one of those moments where you're this is what the internet's about. This is why I am on the internet.
Wow.
This is why I subscribe.
Yeah. Interesting.
No, that I don't remember. But I do remember I've shown a video of those two hosts you mentioned doing their last recording.
Yeah, that's wild. I got to see this. This seems like a no-brainer.
It's great. It's on Max, and like I said, it's 90 minutes. It's called Glitch. That's the first thing you'll look for. The subtitle is The Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia, but it's talk about your tech, kind of your tech bros a little bit, with the whole ready, fire, aim mentality of doesn't matter, let's just get it out there. Doesn't matter. Oh, there's collateral damage. Who cares? Let's just do it. Let's just get it out there.
Sure. This isn't the 1998 sex romp comedy Glitch.
It is not. Okay. There's so many movies. It's almost as bad as Crash as far as how many things they're called Glitch. But Glitch is Glitch: The Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia on.
Didn't I recommend a show called Glitch? That
You might have.
Like an
show?
animated, yeah, I think it was an animated deal, right?
Let's see.
No. It was that Australian show about the dead people coming back to life. And I think it was called Glitch.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Is it called? Oh, yeah, here it is.
It's on Netflix.
2015.
Yeah.
There it is. Paranormal drama television series.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So there's more glitches than we know what to do with.
Starring Patrick Brumnell and Genevieve O'Reilly.
I bet you're the competitive trivia guy. Did you have like a heyday with HQ trivia?
Oh yeah,
Was it-
No,
that's a good question.
I never won a penny. I got to the 11th question multiple times. I never got 12th. And in my trivia group, there were only like four of them that ever made it to the final question and got winnings. Never received them because they never collected more than $20.
It feels like this is a thing that somebody somewhere should have made another version of this. Like it was a big whoop. It was huge.
There were competitors. There were a lot, and there was one that we played that again my trivia team and I got together and played a lot more, and it was. Oh, there was something, but the questions were a little bit more, not really gettable, but they were kind of written Jeopardy style where you'd get a couple hints as to what the answer was. If it was in, an opera thing that you'd never get, but there was another hint in the clue that sometimes said, oh, that could be Carmen or something like that.
Well, and the problem, Scott, is that there are always ways to game the game. And like the organization is going to have to increasingly spend more and more and more money to stop people cheating.
I get
and
it.
so how could they ever survive?
Yeah, well, I mean the time limits, and then you had potential people maybe getting answers ahead of time. You'd get these big farms where it would be a dozen people in a room all playing at the same time and saying the answer to this one, I know this, it's this, and basically everybody would answer based on one person's
I literally saw that at work.
I'm not surprised.
It wasn't like a dozen people, but like one person on a computer. Everybody's screaming out loud. They've got 5 phones. You know what I mean?
It just seems like something that somebody should have figured out a way to perfect it, and it would be a huge popular thing right now. I just don't know why there was no way to make that model work. It's so weird to me.
And it could have been money. I mean, they just experienced a peak, and then they didn't do enough to maintain it, and then there were all these problems going on afterward that just kind of watched the numbers slowly dwindle as fewer and fewer people played it, and and they never had advertisers. I mean, they made their money by just getting player data, and not even really that much data, right? Just knowing where people are playing from.
What's wild is how parallel your Recomental is to mine in such a weird way. We'll talk about that when I get to it. But such a similar story, it sounds like. All right, let's get to so once again, Glitch,
Glitch, HBO Max, 90 minutes, Glitch: The Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia.
Nice. Randy, let's get to yours. What do you got here for us?
I just have another feel-good movie that I had to return to this week, and it's just nice. It happens that we're in a moment when a particular person is clearly going to be the #1 director of 2023. And before the movie that in 2023 was unbelievable box office hit, this director made another great movie, a better movie in my opinion, like one of the best movies I've ever seen. Wow. And it's streaming, and I watched it. In this clip, you're going to hear a 17-year-old who's running for class president. She's been called into her teacher's office, and her teacher is an old nun at a Catholic school.
All right, here we go.
Some of the students were disturbed by your posters.
It's just a bird head on a lady body, or vice versa.
I think it's a little upsetting.
It's my tradition to run for office. Don't worry, I won't win.
That's not what I'm worried about.
This won't mess with my scholarship, will it?
No, you're okay there. You have a performative streak, I think.
Yeah, I think that too.
Maybe you would enjoy theater arts. They're having auditions for the fall musical.
Do we have that here?
It's a collaborative effort with the men at Xavier.
How am I a senior and not know we have that?
Perhaps you haven't always been an active part of this community. They do a fall musical into spring play, and from what I hear, it's a real blast.
What I'd really like is to be on Math Olympiad.
But math isn't something you're terribly strong in.
That we know of yet.
Wow. This was a point of shame for me because I've never seen this movie and now I want to.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish you would. I wish you would. It's wonderful. It's absolutely, a coming of age story, but every coming of age story you've ever seen is about a boy, and this is about a girl. And Greta Gerwig is just like flexing every imaginable filmmaking muscle in this movie. It's beautifully shot.
We haven't said yet. It's Lady Bird, by the way, everybody. Before we get any shit out of luck.com. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
The older woman you just heard is Lois Smith. She's so good. She's one of those actors who I can only tell you about like the thing that I remember her from, and that's in Twister. At some point, everything goes all sideways, and the only solution for the team is to go visit Aunt Meg.
Yeah,
and Lois Smith plays Aunt Meg in Twister.
So she's she's Dr. Iris Heineman in Minority Report, but what I always remember her from is True Blood. She's Sookie's grandmother. In that show.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's everywhere. She's in everything always. She's great.
More importantly in this film, like, so the 17-year-old girl is played by Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan's like absolute breakout performance. Her mother is played by Laurie Metcalf, and she has the strangest role, and it's so realistic and difficult. And watching Laurie Metcalf, like, I hope when you watch this movie, Scott, and I really hope you will, I hope that you agree with me that Laurie Metcalf is so underrated. She's just
I already
really strong actor.
I already loved her.
Fantastic.
I love her in everything, but it's good to hear. I didn't even know she was in this, to be honest. So this is good news. I like her a lot.
Yeah. And it's just it's a coming of age movie. It's about the final days of a young person living at home and preparing to move out and move far away if possible. Like her goal is to get as far away as possible from Sacramento, California. The movie, shows you Sacramento. It shows you a lot of it to really give you a sense of where you are. And it's almost like 30 minutes of montage in this movie, which is kind of hard. I guess if you watch Barbie, there's a lot of montage, and maybe this is like Greta Gerwig's thing. But this movie has so many fast cuts for a talkie, right? For a movie that's really just people having dialogue. It's like almost like it's edited by Michael Bay. It's really something.
I also have a kind of I won't say it's a thing. That sounds creepy. But I really like Saoirse Ronan. I'm just going to say out loud so Claire can hear it. She's my favorite Irish person. All right?
Wow.
Take that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take that.
And and there's some really interesting little bits of trivia around this movie. So like go read that after you watch it or while you're watching it. Just Saoirse Ronan has no business being this good at this age at sounding American. Like she almost never misses the whole movie, and certain things happened to her like coming in and getting started with Greta Gerwig, and they had all sorts of fun little rituals, and it's just there's just a behind the scenes that I wish there was a whole movie about that.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Where is it streaming again, did you say?
I watched it on Paramount Plus. It
Okay.
looks like it's streaming on quite a few things, but Paramount Plus was the one I found it on first.
I'll bet it has a bit of a reawakening for a lot of people since they saw Barbie and went, wait, I want to see more from Greta Gerwig, and they go find it. I mean, I only really knew her as an actress before all this, and she has clearly found, her future.
Hey, if you watch Little Women, you get her as both actress and director.
And Saoirse Ronan.
And Saoirse Ronan,
yeah.
Not
and
directing, though.
And if you want to see the older lady we just talked about, I forgot her name already.
Laurie Metcalf. You mean the
Lois Smith and Saoirse Ronan together. I just watched them and Timothy Chalamet, who are all in this movie. I just watched them in The French Dispatch, so they're all hanging around with like Wes Anderson and being all weird with him.
Wow.
It's kind of cool, man. I kind of got a weird Wes Anderson vibe out of Barbie, and I think it's because that Rosenbaum or whatever his name is, the co-writer that always co-writes with Wes Anderson, co-wrote Barbie, and I think that's where I was getting that feeling. But I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
I love his work. So bring it on.
There's
Awesome. Yeah.
There's another role in Lady Bird that I want you to look for. It's the priest who runs the Catholic school that she's going to. The name of the actor is Stephen McKinley Henderson. And he is so that guy. When you see him, you're going to go, I feel like I've seen him in 1,000 things.
It's the guy in Dune with the blind
Yes,
eyes.
he is.
Yeah, he's
Yes, he
the
is.
commander guy for the. Yeah. He's awesome. Love
He
that guy.
he is in Lady Bird, and he has a really killer little subplot, and I want you to look for it.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. I love him. All right, good call. Nicole, swing it over to your way as you drive through these beautiful valleys and highways of our American Midwest. What do you bring to the
I'm just about ready to cross over to Kansas. So,
Nice.
Cool.
There's that.
Say hi to wave at Steven on your way through there. That'd be great.
I just saw a sign that said Hayes is about 169 miles. So I usually, when I drive by, I go, hi, Steven. Bye, Steven.
Yeah,
I wish
you passed the exit. Yeah.
I'm on a mission. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I actually did detour on the way out here to see Carrie.
Oh, that's
in
cool.
Kansas City.
Cleo,
And
nice.
I was on her doorstep knocking, and I'm like, oh, there's your dog. Hi, doggy. And I'm just knocking, and I'm going, I really have to pee. Well, I guess she's not here.
Oh, no.
Crap.
So, Carrie, I was there. I don't think I'm going to be able to stop back. The way east, you lose an hour.
Yeah.
Whereas you're going west, you gain an hour. So
Right.
there you go.
That's how time
But
works.
this is a
I'm
movie.
glad I got to see you and spend some time with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was awesome. You should have kept coming to Utah, and we just all would have met up and had a big party. That's what we should have done.
That sounds good to me too.
Yeah.
That works.
That would have been all right. Well, what did you bring today? I know you had something last week. I think we're doing the same thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is another movie that Mateo found for me, and I remember it coming out and saying to myself, "Oh, I need to watch that." And they kind of hide it in Disney Plus, but he found it, and we watched it, and it was wonderful.
All right. Here's your clip.
So,
Check it out.
here's the clip.
Okay, I got it. Shut up. Shut it now. I said shut it. Shut up.
Why did you hit me?
Because I don't like you, derp droid.
I don't like you, derp droid.
Ow! Whoa! Okay, come on, let's go. Oh! B-bots can't shove? That's how you do it?
Incorrect. I can shove with a compressive force capacity of 29 pounds per square inch. My resin skin tenses on impact.
That's it. I'm gonna destroy you!
All right. This reminds me, for some reason, I'm getting like a Baymax vibe out of it.
Yes, it's very Baymax. You actually heard the voice of Zach Galifianakis as Ron. This is a digital animation movie called Ron's Gone Wrong.
Ron's Gone
And
Wrong.
it's a futuristic movie where every kid has a little. It's like a robot, but it's not. It connects to social media, and they're called B-bots, and they're meant to find friends for you. So if you're a kid, it knows you, it scans your social media, it scans your music, and then it finds kids around you that like the same things. And the whole idea is that it's supposed to promote friendship. So I like the movie because, having a young kid, I see him, and this is something as a parent, you kind of watch and you're like, okay, we're spending too much time on the screens. We need to get out. We need to make friends. And so this movie actually spoke to Mateo quite a bit. And the whole premise of the story is there's one kid in the school that doesn't have a B-bot. All the other kids have B-bots. And so it's his story about getting Ron, who's a little off. He doesn't have all of his programming. And it's about the relationship that forms between the bebop and the kid.
Big cast. You mentioned Zach Galifianakis, but you got Ed Helms, Jack Dylan Grazer is your main kid. Olivia Colman, love her. Rob Delaney.
Oh, yeah.
A whole bunch of good voices in this. I haven't even heard of this until you
Right?
put it in our thing.
Yeah. Totally under the radar.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. The clip that you played. So the boy doesn't have a mom, but his dad and him live with his grandmother, and I'm not sure what country she comes from, but the little song, the dicky dicky dicky, and it's like it's very cute and funny, and yeah, so it's about building friendships, getting offline, and yeah, it's a great feel good movie. I loved it.
Some really good pedigree on the directors. They've had hands in The Good Dinosaur, Inside Out, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, like all kinds of cool stuff. I'm gonna check this out. It looks great.
Yeah.
Looks like
Ron's gone wrong.
Got it.
This is apparently one of those movies that was completely made remotely. Like every person working on the movie was working from their home studio or what have you.
Yeah, interesting. So I'm always surprised how well that has worked out for a lot of projects. There's some game projects like that where, you know, most of the work was done at home, where I'm like, wow, you guys really killed it, and most of you didn't even talk to each other face to face the whole time. It's nuts to me.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one. It's a documentary. It's a quick one. Go ahead.
Can I just say about your baloney talk earlier?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm living in your past comments, but I love taking bologna and putting American cheese and just rolling it up.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Something about bologna when you're a kid, you know, bologna's like a magic meat or something. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
Bologna was the staple when I was a kid growing up. It was like bologna and cheese sandwiches. Bologna and ketchup was a sandwich.
Yep.
Ugh.
I like
Couldn't do it
bologna
now.
and mustard is all I needed. And white Wonder Bread. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good right now. Nostalgic. All right, here is mine. Mine is a documentary also. So Brian and I both picked documentaries, not really knowing we were going to be doing that. And funny enough, the plot, or as much as you can plot
the trajectory,
is very similar, but in a very different era and a very different business. But there are similarities. Here's my clip.
My friendship with Steve was always very close. Almost from the moment we met. We met in college. We both came from Brooklyn. Middle class, lower middle class, working families. Everybody upwardly mobile and ambitious. And everybody wanted their kids to do better than they did.
My father was a tennis pro, and I played tennis, and I visited these estates, and I saw how people live, and you just see this whole other life.
You were very well aware of the difference between what they had and what you had. Somehow tennis expanded the universe, and you saw that there were other possibilities.
Now, funny enough, it has zero to do with tennis, but this is a documentary called Studio 54. It came out in 2018, and it is about said studio. Studio 54, famous for popping up in New York in the 70s and completely taking the world by storm in terms of like anybody who was happening or whether they were actors or singers, artists, it didn't matter. They were all there, and they were there every night, and it was this huge, explosive cultural pinpoint that kind of came out of nowhere. And it was these two guys, Ian Schrager, I guess is how you say his last name, and Steve Rubell. And they were friends in college, and they decided they want to go do something cool. And this is what they decided to do. So they rent this space in a rotten part of New York City that nobody would go to. You were all going to get mugged there. It was like a terrible part of town. Got kind of a deal on the place, and then just launched this thing. And there was a weird virality to it. Almost like, it's a lot like the Trivia HQ thing.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere, took the world by storm, and then burned themselves apart. Like,
yeah, exactly. Flamed out, like basically too popular too soon and nothing to support it underneath. And
basically that. And there's a lot, there's a lot more in there, but in Ian and Steve's case, they kind of had a similar trajectory. About Ian is the behind the scenes business guy. Steve Rubell was out kind of in front of it all. He's also a closeted gay man during the 70s, which was very different than now. And so there was that whole aspect to it. And the club became a very safe place for the gay communities and just various outcast communities to show up and feel free to be who they were. But that also meant tons of drugs. lots and lots of unprotected sex right before the AIDS deal.
Yeah.
He ended up dying of AIDS, Steve Rubell. Ian Schrager is still around and is still doing stuff. He's busy in the hotel business and is credited for changing how hotels work and stuff.
That's the guy that was played by Mike Myers in the film 54, right?
I think so. I think he's playing the behind the scenes guy in that.
Yes, right.
And I didn't see that, so I only know kind of.
I haven't seen it either.
Surface wise, yeah.
Because when I was looking for artwork, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot there was the 54 movie about Studio 54 that I never saw.
Yeah, and it's wild because it's like, oh, here's Mick Jagger hanging out with. I don't know who they were, just the actors of the time, various people doing different stuff. And it was crazy. And the movie does not hold back on letting you know what was going on behind the doors, but also where they got in trouble. And they got in trouble because they were skimming profits. They weren't paying taxes the way they were supposed to. They both ended up serving jail time because of it.
Wow.
Obama actually pardoned Schrager during his administration because he was... And they go through a bunch of this. He was mostly unaware of what was happening with the skimming and the other stuff. That was mostly the Rubell guy who was involved with that, and then everybody else they had working for him. But then they talk about how many people that work there are just gone now because of the AIDS epidemic. Like the whole thing is just fascinating snapshot of a very specific moment in that time, right? And it was right before the Reagan administration where things got very different in terms of sort of the overall culture of the nation, and how they talk a little bit about that. And they talk about how before that, the sexual revolution and the, desire for people to want to just go to a place and party. And they talked to some people who were just addicted being there. They could not they had to be there every night. They just had to. And they would load up on cocaine and dance the night away. And, that was their life. And you get to hear from some of those people. They're all much older now, obviously. Anyway, it was really fascinating. And I remember this documentary hitting some years ago, 2018, as I mentioned, and it being well received. It is currently streaming on Netflix is where I watched it. And I would highly recommend it if you have any interest in kind of a history snapshot of the 70s and what it was like. Because it's pretty wild. They also tried to revive it like twice. There was also a replacement place that was all after they served their prison terms. Just kind of a sad, like this Trivia HQ thing. It's like, boom, bam, explode.
That, was really cool when it was around, and then just didn't survive. It's under its own weight. Got crushed
and too much fame, too much money, too quickly. All that stuff just really messes with people, and it's a real lesson in that. I really really liked it, and it went by fast. I don't even know how long it is. It's that's probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but. Anyway, really good. Check it out. Netflix Today is where you'll find it. Welcome to Netflix Today.
Max.
Studio 54 is the name of the documentary. All of these things will be on quicktms.li shortly.
Already there.
Already there. What do I mean shortly? They're there now.
Yeah, what do you mean shortly?
Nicole, I wish you a speedy, safe return home. Is she there?
She's muted. Yeah.
Oh, do we lose her? She gone?
No, she's muted. Oh. She's probably saying thanks and stuff right now, but she's not.
She's not knowing that we can't hear it. She's probably throwing.
Yeah.
Oh, there she
is.
Sorry. You're fine.
I was talking. I was like, oh yeah, I only have 8 hours and 30 minutes to go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot, and that's also Kansas. That's flat as hell. Oh my gosh. That's a lot.
Yeah, you can actually put it in cruise control, lash the steering wheel to the emergency brake with a belt and take a nap.
Yep. Just watch for Jesus on your way. Yep.
That's right.
I listen to a lot of music and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and time goes by fast.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, be safe and say hi to the fam when you get there. We'll talk to you soon. Randy, always good to have you, sir. Anything you want to mention before we go?
We're watching 65.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of Netflix, get that
all
in you.
65 of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna see if he can finish what he started. We'll find out.
I never said I never said I wouldn't ever watch Adam Driver. So here we go.
Yep. Here we go. Science fiction Adam Driver. How will he hold up? I mean, I guess he's been in Star Wars, but still,
Yeah, he has done. I guess there's a couple. There's some science fiction.
But I don't know. It's weird how I separate that and don't really count Star Wars in that.
It's funny. Initially, I was thinking, oh, yeah, right. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that thing is. I don't know if it reviewed very well, but Film Sack is the real test, and we'll do that this weekend. Randy, have a great week. We'll see you then.
You too.
All right. He's just saying how much he likes the band U2. That's what that
he
was.
does. He's actually giving a music recommendation, and we just cut him off.
Yeah. He's really the edge in the relationship.
U2 is my favorite band, and I wish Apple would have put all their albums on my iPod without asking me.
Yeah, without any permission. That would have been great.
Without any permission.
That's it for today's show. A quick shout out, though. I got an email this morning from Cassie who said, my partner Gary has 2 R's in his name. I always like that. That's cool.
Gary.
It's easier to yell at him.
Yeah,
has been listening to your podcast, The Morning Stream, and all your others almost since their inception. It would be so cool for him to hear you guys saying happy 35th birthday to Gary today when we listen to TMS. Hope you have a great day. Well, you know what? I'll do you one better.
Let's party.
Happy birthday, Gary, with 2 R's.
Happy birthday, Gary.
35 is great. You're gonna feel like that's a moment of like, oh man, I'm aging. I'm 35. I promise you, you're a child.
Right. Oh yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
We didn't either. That's why we're saying this. Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
We didn't know. 35 came and I went, ooh, that must mean I need to be more like an adult or whatever. And no, it's just a number. You're good.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yep. I'll say that about my age now when I'm far from it again. It's how it works.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I fondly remember 54. Oh yeah, did you watch it because we're now 54 years old?
No, I didn't. Studio 54, I didn't even think of it until you just said it.
I didn't think of it until I just said it.
Wasn't even on my
can
mind.
we wait 11 years to watch that Adam Driver movie?
That's too soon. That feels wrong. I don't like it. See, this Gary is when you can worry, is when we have discussions like this, when 11 years means things like that. Holy shit. Well, anyway, Cassie, thanks for letting us know, and Gary, have a great birthday. I would like to remind folks that we are supported by you at patreon.com/TMS. You know the drill. You know what you get because I tell you every day. I'll spare you that today. Just go over there and check it out and sign up. That's all we're asking. Patreon.com/TMS. Brian, let's do a song. Do you have another birthday here? Because I'd love to play that clip twice.
I do, but don't play it.
Okay. All right.
This one's going out to Ambassador Domo, Robert, living in that weird haunted church that he lives in, former abandoned church. He says, today would have been my wife's 59th birthday, but it's now 7 years since she's been gone. Please play a cover of or by Annie Lennox. My wife's name was Annie as well. Thank you. Signed, Ambassador Domo.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I know.
That's awful.
It's God. We think obviously we think of you so fondly, Ambassador Domo, and we send you virtual hugs out right now to you in your weird abandoned haunted church.
I want to live in his abandoned haunted church. I do.
I think there's probably room for all of us.
Let's go. Let's get in there.
Set up a podcast studio in there and just wait for the ghosts to stop howling before we record anything.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get to his request. Anything Annie Lennox. I love Annie Lennox's voice, and I feel like this is a great example of it. This is from her 2014 album Nostalgia, where she covered a bunch of older songs. She's done a couple all-cover albums, and since her time with the Eurythmics, and this is the more recent of the two. Medusa was the first one that had a bunch of great things on it as well. This is a great song. It is a cover of George Gershwin's song from Porgy and Bess. It is